What is going on, everyone? Griffin here, coming at you with some Juke gameplay. And today we're going to be talking about what 1,000 hours of Juke looks like, or at least what it feels like, because it feels like I played her for 1,000 hours. Anyway, let's head over and let's talk about it. So Juke was the last character that I needed to master to have all of the characters at level 10 in Rogue Company. And Jesus, was this a sludge, man. I voiced my opinions and concerns about Juke as soon as they announced what this character was able to do, how her abilities worked, the whole 9 yards. I do not like this character whatsoever. I like the idea of this character if the idea of this character was broken up across the identity of a couple of other characters. She has the drones, she has the boots, she has all this other, the reflector. It's too much. They could have broken this up, like I said before, into a couple of different rogues and made something really interesting and really unique for at least 2 to 3 potential other rogues. The Juke boots is a inferior version of the role, in my opinion. Whenever you are on top of a piece of cover and you're in a gunfight and someone starts shooting you and you need to get off of that cover, most people roll backwards. Well, whenever you're playing with Juke and you roll backwards, guess what? You stay at that same height level until your Juke boot is finished booting and you just fall down. So 9 times out of 10, you can't aggressively push someone over a piece of cover because you're going to put yourself in a situation to where you're going to die. On top of that, and I know that they did nerf the actual distance that the Juke boots travel, but on top of that, whenever you are trying to fight around a piece of cover and you would use something that would normally roll you from either one piece of cover to another piece of cover, or allow you to roll on the piece of cover that you're on and still be behind said piece of cover, the Juke boot distance puts you outside of the cover so that you can get shot by either the person that you're trying to fight or one of the teammates that that person has on their side. So the Juke boots are kind of more inferior version of the rolling mechanic in my opinion. I don't like it. I don't think that it is a good mechanic. It is buggy. Completely buggy. You're supposed to have 3 charges. Why can't I use all three charges consecutively back to back in order to navigate to places that should otherwise be impossible for rogues to navigate? Now, there have been situations where I've done really interesting things with Juke, where you can hop actually off of the map, Juke boot, if you don't bug out, back onto the map and use that as a way to gain advantage on some of the people that you're fighting against. It is really cool and it is really interesting whenever it actually happens, but the inconsistency of the Juke boots and how the charges are actually expended is very inconsistent, and 9 times out of 10 you end up killing yourself in the process. Let's talk about the drones for a second. The drones are something that is absolutely positively a nuisance. The main reason why, well, one of the main reasons why I feel Juke is almost consistently banned in ranked play is because people don't want to deal with her drones. Whenever you have the barbed wire exists, you can see it, you can walk through it, you take damage, you're slowed, you can destroy it fairly easily. The Juke drones, on the other hand, is definitely something that can be thrown into a room where you're actively trying to defend, and it's going to stick to the wall and you're going to be shot by it, and then it's going to pull your attention away for 1 second. And whenever that attention is pulled away, then the enemy team is going to push. If you don't let it take your attention away, then you are going to take damage, and 9 times out of 10 it does just enough damage so that you are unsuccessful at stopping that push. So either way, it is a win-win situation. If the Juke drone and push, whatever you want to call it, is something that a team is actively using in order to breach sites, then it feels very bad actually playing around it because you're almost at a constant disadvantage when you're playing against her. Now, you can shoot the Juke drones out of the air whenever they're flying to you. That is absolutely 110% correct, but 9 times out of 10 you don't see them coming towards you, or you don't see them flying into a specific area or specific location. Yes, they're easy to destroy. Yes, they normally get destroyed before something else happens, but they are very kind of cheeky and cheesy in a way where it's like, oh, I can throw this juke drone way over here, and it's basically like a radar. It's better than a Talon radar dart at that point, because it reveals people, because they're going to start taking damage. Even if it doesn't have the opportunity to shoot someone and deal damage, it is going to turn the actual HUD indicator yellow. Oh, that means that there's somebody that is really close to that juke drone that I put on the other plant site. That means that someone is over there. So it's better than sticky sensors almost. It's better than the Talon dart. It's just better just as an intel class to begin with. She's a better breacher than most characters because of the way that these juke drones can actually, you know, do tick damage. Thank God they didn't give her volatile with these juke drones, because that would have been an absolute nightmare. Let's talk about the deflector. The worst gadget in the game, in my opinion. And like, I mean it as the worst gadget, as the most annoying gadget in the game, because it is something that has realistically no utility use whatsoever. And I know that the idea of the reflector is, well, when someone throws a grenade, then you can reflect it back at them. Or if they throw a melee, you can reflect it back at them. And yes, you can absolutely do that all day long. But 9 times out of 10, that's not what it's used for. It's used for blowing people off of the map, which feels absolutely cheap, because we're not playing Super Smash Brothers, where you're actively trying to eliminate people by knocking them into the endless void. We're not playing that game. That's that's DKO. That's not Rogue Company whatsoever. It feels very cheap, and then the things that you would actually need to use the reflector for, it doesn't apply to it. So entities that already exist in the world, like barbed wire, or poison, or Talon dart, or Ronin knife, or anything like that that is planted and actually exists in the world, doesn't do anything to that stuff. That is the stuff that you need it to affect. If I'm playing against Devi, I should be able to push the poison pools away, or I should be able to push the Ronin knife off of the wall that I want to go around, or I should be able to push the barbed wire away from me if I wanted to. But it doesn't work like that. The most useful thing that the reflector could do, it doesn't do, in my opinion. It's cheap, and I have got some reflector kills whenever someone tries to throw a melee weapon and you reflect it back at them, and that feels really good when it does happen, but it doesn't happen very often. 9 times out of 10, you don't have the foresight to know, like, okay, this person is running around with a melee and they're fixing to melee me. So, and especially since we're a third-person shooter, this kind of goes into the melee thing. How often are you going to actively walk around a corner and someone's already going to be behind the corner with their melee drone back ready to throw it at you? You don't have enough reaction time to actually use the reflector to stop that from happening. The only thing that you can do is reflect the entire character. But they can still throw the melee weapon, and it can still hit you while they're in the air. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't fix the problem. It doesn't do anything to the problem. It just makes the problem more apparent, I guess. Oh, and the Ibex. Let's talk about the Ibex. So the Ibex is a gun that I really want to like as a whole, but I just can't justify using the Ibex over literally any of the other SMGs. Like, if they need to do something with the Ibex to kind of give it more of an identity curve, and they made it the surgical SMG. Okay, that's fine, but the surgical SMG is getting everybody down to one shot and not downing them outright. And it's jerky whenever you ADS and fire it, and the bullet registration is very inconsistent. So why would I use that over the Knight or the D40 or the SLC or the Objection or whatever? Like, insert SMG. It is a worse version of every other SMG. It's one of those things where it's like, we could do something different here. I've offered suggestions in the past on how to fix the Ibex, at least from my perspective, but that hasn't happened yet. I guess the developers are happy with it being the worst weapon in the game currently. So that's kind of where we are. Overall, Juke is, like I said, the last character that I mastered. Very frustrating character to play, very frustrating character to play against. The Juke boots just doesn't feel consistent enough and reliable enough to be something taken seriously. The reflector is a very cheap and cheesy way to eliminate people, as you can see in the video that's playing underneath this. and the ibex is the worst weapon in the game. The only good thing that I believe came with Juke is the impact grenade. I think that the impact grenade is really good, and I think that they could honestly slot out the impact grenade with some of the Semtex that some of the other rogues have, and it would kind of balance up utility just a little bit, but that's a whole different conversation. But be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Also, be sure to check that description for links to Facebook, Discord, and Twitter. Those are the places to contact me. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed to the channel, then consider hitting that join button to become one of the 256 crew members. Lastly, on Thursdays from 8 until 11 p.m. Central Time, Sundays from 10 a.m. until we get tired, I will be streaming here on YouTube. So if you're interested and available, please feel free to stop by and say hello there. Thanks for watching, guys.
They're in the middle. I'm a mile away. I'm a million miles away.
He's just chilling up there. Alistair's back here now.
What? Dude, all of a sudden I can't, my shots are not fucking hitting. That was ridiculous. I should not have fucking missed any of those on that fucking cannon.
Over here.
In the middle, in the middle.
Yeah, I'm dead. They're pushing through this door right here too. 2 of them. 3 of them. They pushed me.
Running shotgun? Can't fucking follow through.
Now they're running the map. They're running up the staircase right here. They're gonna zone us out.
I can't fucking down anybody.
Here, let's go around behind them. Let's just fight them on the side over here.
He's on the door right here.
Dallas.
Here comes the rest.
Cannon's in the way back over there.
Objective acquired.
Motherfucker pre-planting C4s. Oh my god.
Behind.
Oh, there's two.
Enemies are out of
Okay.
reinforcements.
Sorry, I'm gonna hit you with that.
No. No words. No words.
We're out of reinforcements.
Dude. Alright.
I was gay with that.
He's one shot.
Nice work, team.
Fuck these guys. Fucking clown ass. Fucking clown shoes over here. They thought that they were gonna fucking... No. Fuck no. Not on my motherfucking watch.
Not today.
Up in here.
Up in her. Up in her.
Up in, yeah. Y'all gonna make me lose my cool. Up in here. Up in here.
Yo, Lonnie, get the fuck out. 5,200 damage, bitch.